welcome to today's video. I've had a few friends reach out to me and want me to record what my camping setup looks like. Typically it's friends that aren't really used to camping and they kind of want to see what it's like to kind of, I guess, take away what some of the mystery would be. So I did a quick video just to kind of show overall what my ground camping setup looks like. As you'll see, it's certainly highlighted by the Gazelle T4 Hub Tent. Can't say enough good things about it. Downside, it's big and heavy, but with that said, there's so much room. It's easy to set up, it's easy to take down. You know, you get inside there and you almost feel like you're in a hotel room in a sense with how you have it set up. So that's definitely a positive to the tent. But outside of that, we'll walk through like my bathroom and shower setup and the most important part, right? Cooking. So come along for the quick video. Leave me a note below if you have any questions or comments. We'll finish out the video taking a quick look at the Kovea cupid heater. It's a really small heater, but it's really efficient, puts out a lot of heat, and it's really good for tent camping. Because of its small size, you can make sure that the area around there is free from any fire concerns like in a rooftop tent, but it's efficient enough that it can also heat up the Gazelle even with its small size. So again, leave any comments you have down below and let me know if you have any questions. All right, so my ground setup is going to include the Gazelle T4 Hub Tent. As many others that have talked about this tent know, it's so easy to set up. It's really robust. There's tons of room inside, and it really is a great addition to anyone's ground camping setup. As you can see, I've got my kitchen set up right here. Relatively basic. I picked up this stand table off of REI, and these are aluminum slats here, so it's really lightweight. I have a basic camp cooking stove here, and then a 5-gallon water jug with a spigot off of Amazon. The spigot is battery powered and works really, really well. In addition, my IceGo refrigerator here, I have it plugged into my Jackery 1000 and it keeps everything cool. It is also a dual zone where I could have a frozen side and a refrigerated side. Now here I'm making some dinner. This coconut chicken curry is really, really good. And I'll be honest, I haven't had a bad meal from Peak ever. And they definitely are, in my opinion, superior to Mountain House meals. So this one turned out really good as well. As you can see here, this is an entire bowl plus some. So, I mean, this isn't quite 2 meals, but it's way more than 1. Usually it's about 1.5 meals is what I would equate it to. Moving on, this is my restroom side of my shower here. And you can see I have the towel hanging in the towel rack. The toilet seat on top of a bucket with biodegradable toilet bags. I have my cupid heater in here, so it's nice and warm and toasty when I get out of the shower. And most of you know I have a geyser hot water system for my shower, and I have a little candle sitting here just to, you know, enhance the mood a little bit. But on the shower side, it's nice to have some open air. It certainly helps the water evaporate. The bottom of this has a floor in it, so you're not just standing and pooling water. And there's a vent on all 4 sides of the floor, so water runs out pretty well. And yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good setup. Obviously, if you had a rain fly on top, it would maybe keep the heat in a little bit more, but it's still about 85 degrees out, so we didn't really need it on this trip. One of the most fun aspects of camping for me is getting out and not being on anyone else's agenda but mine. And in this case, we both have a couple puppies that really enjoyed each other and getting some time just to be puppies. And we didn't have to get back, but we weren't on a time schedule. You know, we were just able to sit back, relax, have some great company, and have a good time. One of the most fun things, though, ending the trip was my buddy's tent was completely engulfed in daddy long legs. And this was the aftermath. There were a lot more before I took this video, so I thought that was a little funny. Meanwhile, I had crickets on mine, so... And I wanted to go in a little bit more in depth here on this Cupid heater. So this runs off of butane canisters, and typically the butane canisters you would find in like Korean hot pot restaurants. And this I ended up finding during the pandemic actually on eBay from South Korea, which is where Kovea is from. When I was trying to find a Cupid heater during the pandemic, inventory was gone. So this actually came from South Korea, and it came in about 3 or 4 days. So no issues with it. It was perfect. You can see here the butane canister has a collar on it, and you'll insert it into the side of the Kovea Cupid here. And then once it's inside, the collar sits in a recessed position inside there, and you twist it and lock it in place. After that, it's extremely easy to use. Now, this is daylight, so you're not going to see this thing light up, but at night, this will glow red. So you twist that baby all the way around till it pops, and then it will ignite. Then you turn it either to the low or the high setting. Now, I did end up using this when we were camping because the lows got into about the mid-40s, and my puppy was getting cold. Rookie and I were okay, but turning this thing on, I turned it on around midnight and left it on the low setting with a fan blowing around the tent. And one canister essentially lasted for about 6 hours. So it's extremely efficient too. And it got so warm inside the Gazelle that I had to get out of the sleeping bag. So I really recommend this heater. It's really small. It's compact. It's better for rooftop tents than the Mr. Heater Buddy. And yeah, I can't say enough great things about it. So highly recommended. So with that said, that's my primary setup for ground camping. You could also see that I have a Readylight system, and that is basically a Free Spirit Recreation product. It has a solar panel, and underneath it, it has an LED light panel, and it charges while it's sitting out in the sun. It has 4 individual pods that you can take off of the panel and bring them in. I have mine in the restroom. I have a couple in the tent. So it's really awesome because everything is essentially charged from the sun. With that said, I'll do a review on that and maybe some quality control issues that people should just be aware of if they're purchasing it, because I've gone through a couple and it sounds like my buddy's going to have to go through a second one of his as well. So if you have any questions about any of the setup that I have, happy to answer them. Go ahead and leave it in the comments down below.